Meanwhile, I see exclamation mark for not a revenant in the chat.
He told us the reason why he doesn't sign up anymore.
What was the reason?
He said he was busy dating Whisk.
Stop date. Just like have like a double date in GPO. What are you doing? God damn it, Revenant. Shaking my head, mate. Shaking my head.
SMH. But enough about Revenant over there. We have another player from Singapore here, which is not the player that was swarming in from. So okay, I need to readjust the intro here. Spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE. We have the blue Zerg player coming down from the land of Hong Kong. He is not the Hong Kong. He is, in fact, the Joey himself, Dr. Drake Ramori, representing himself as he is currently teamless. He is GogojOey.
You threw me off with that.
I remember.
And spawning in the top right hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Singaporean Terran player. He is pink, representing the Brovios. It is DarKVoiD, the Miyamaki killer himself.
Yes. Will he prove greater than GogojOey as well? Or will GogojOey prove greater than DarKVoiD, who is greater than Miyamaki, who is greater than Maru?
A lot of math is involved in trying to figure out this equation.
You also have to carry the demi with that, so it's a bit more complicated.
You have to carry the demi. You have to deduct the beastlork. Yeah. But we'll see. Again, very impressive that DarKVoiD was able to take down Vivid in his series, and it was a best of 3. It went all the way to the ace match, so very impressive. But now he's up against a GPO champion here. This isn't the first time that DarKVoiD has been in this position. The pressure is on. To be fair, not as much. Again, GogojOey is the favorite here, but we'll see what he has to offer.
Yeah, not just the favorite here, but I think just the favorite overall. GogojOey is currently going for his 4th consecutive GPO championship, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
First time in I think the first time in a long time we've seen GogojOey be this dominant in the Grand Platypus Open.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's kind of what happens when Miyamaki isn't around to, reclaim his title.
Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate asterisk there, but I'm sure GogojOey isn't complaining. He is getting that phone money.
That he is getting all that phone money, taking it from the Vietnamese themselves. But we'll see what DarKVoiD has here. Again, he was in a very long series versus Vivid. Oh my god, the Reaper!
Ooh! Almost escapes. But body blocked for just a second too long.
Oh my god, this is... this is terrifying, mate. So, this is the GogojOey we know and love, and this is the GogojOey that Azure hates. We've seen GogojOey be so active and so aggressive with roaches here. It's very stylistic of GogojOey, and I don't know how much experience DarKVoiD has playing up against this kind of player.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it has been a while since I think we've been able to cast GogojOey in a ZvT, but yeah, funnily enough, GogojOey was doing roaches before in ZvT before it was cool. Hopefully he's been able to perfect it since it's a lot more common nowadays, and I'm sure DarKVoiD has at least an understanding of how to play against this style by now.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, he just hasn't seen the Roach Warren yet. Like, he hasn't been able to scout the tech whatsoever.
True.
Yeah, thankfully, DarKVoiD, it did open up with a 1-1-1, and he does have a Banshee on the way. That will help in the defense, but again, he needs to scout this, and now he sees the roaches.
Indeed, he does. And try to use these Hellions to buy himself as much time as possible. Shouldn't have to, really, because the Banshees are already about to be out. GogojOey's actually not over-committing to this. He knows he was already scouted, so he's just transitioning to droning up as much as he can, getting his lair as quickly as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And with this, the Banshee shows up. The Banshee swats away the roaches. Beautifully done by DarKVoiD. Kind of like blind countering what GogojOey was going for.
Well, it's a safe version of opening up 1-1-1, right? You're not going for any greedy 3CCs before starports. You're not getting out a Viking too quickly. You're getting everything that can counter. Oh, you're getting just about everything that can counter anything the Zerg player can throw at you at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Like, really, really nicely done so far. Meanwhile, the Hellions, they do get into the third base. Ooh, they are going to verse a couple of drones.
Yeah, needs a volley to start things off, and he is taking out quite a number of drones. Fortunately, I think he has dipped his toe a little bit too deep, and oh no, GogojOey! Oh, he thought it was safe, but it wasn't. 9 drones go down, and that is massive. Yeah,
GogojOey, he just came back too soon. Like, he was defending quite well. Like, he had pulled the drones relatively early, but he came back too soon. 9 drones went down, but after the Hellions were cleaned up, now he throws down the Spire.
Yeah, 9 drones go down, 1 Spire goes up.
Can't explain that.
This is just... Can't we?
I guess it's easier to explain than the sun, right?
True. That is fair. And I mean, there's no explaining true either, so...
This is true.
Not explainable, yeah.
Oh, God.
Decent damage being dealt over here, but these Banshees were scouted a lot earlier on. GogojOey is definitely prepared to chase them away. What's interesting is that GogojOey is committing to the Roaches despite getting that Spire, so it's not going to be Mutiling Bane coming out. It's going to be... I want to say Roaches in the Greatest Spire, but we've been seeing a lot of Muta Roach styles coming out from Zerg players lately, so...
Yeah,
this
is odd, as you were saying, because roaches also take up a lot of gas, right? So that because of this, that Muta flock is going to be smaller than I'm sure GogojOey would have wanted. But because he is committing to roaches, it's possible that GogojOey wants to get like what 6, 7, like a handful of mutas, just enough to one-shot SCVs and just harass with that and not overcommit to the mutas.
Yeah, definitely looking to get into a bit of a longer late game scenario here. GogojOey is, as is DarKVoiD. You know, not really. Well, I say not really going for any timings yet, but 1-1 is just about to complete, so we'll see if he decides to go that way.
Yeah, we shall see. And what's important is that these Banshees, they're being dealt with by the Queens. Like, GogojOey wasn't forced to reveal his hand yet. Mutas are still going across the map. There are no missile turrets. There are Marines coming out. Sure, Stim is done, but they're not really in position. DarKVoiD actually going for a massive push right now.
And it's just about what he needs here. Not too many tanks, which can be worrisome when you're up against roaches like this. It's actually very worrisome. GogojOey is eclipsing the army supply.
And immediately one of the tanks goes down at the same time. The mutas are diving into the main bases of DarKVoiD. There's not a lot of anti-air there, and DarKVoiD, mate, he's not sieged.
Not siege! Not siege! And the roaches do get a bit of a concave here. Thankfully, DarKVoiD is able to evacuate, but at what cost? He got no damage done with that push out. Meanwhile, 11 SCVs fall to the mutas. And now GogojOey is just going for the death blow. Oh no, I'm looking at the army supply line.
GogojOey, he's just sending it across the map, mate. There's nothing to defend the third base. Everything here is going to go down. And now DarKVoiD is stuck on 2 bases. He does have 3 tanks. He's already sieged up. But, I mean, being stuck on 2 bases like this, it's so devastating.
Especially when your Zerg opponent is going up to 4 bases, when your Zerg opponent has all the map control over here, and when they're not even in their final form. Again, GogojOey was looking to do a lot of damage with this composition, but it's not his endgame by any means.
Yeah, exactly.
But it looks like it's going to be the end of the game for DarKVoiD.
Yeah, there's just not enough here to buffer for those tanks. All the tanks go down. GG gets called.
And GogojOey takes game number 1. About what we expected, but man, like, my Terran heart broke in 2, my Singapore heart broke in 4, but my GogojOey heart was able to glue them all back together because, man, it's looking pretty good in this tournament.
question the anatomy of your heart a little bit there.
The heart has 4 chambers.
But you said it broke in 2 and then it broke in 4 though. Like, what?
That's math for you.
Oh,
But
God.
but then my GogojOey heart was able to put it back into 1.
There you go. There you go. And here we go. I mean, again, the players had already done their vetoes. We are diving into game number 2. Can DarKVoiD, can he bring it back, mate?
Can he bring it back? Can he bring something a little bit cheeky here? I mean, DarKVoiD, he's definitely got a lot of builds behind him. He does like going for these marine tank timing pushes based on what we've been able to cast. That series against Miyamaika, this series here against GogojOey, but I wouldn't think it's out of the ordinary for him to pull something a little bit different out if he feels like he needs to.
Yeah, I think the important part, though, is that, again, we were touching on it earlier. GogojOey is very stylistic. He does play a lot with Roach Ravager. Like, that's kind of his bread and butter. So because of that, like, these marine tank pushes, they work a little bit differently, right? Than I'm sure what DarKVoiD is used to. He's used to Ling Bane to defend, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely the ideal scenario when you're going for timing pushes like this, but I guess we'll get into hypotheticals later on as we continue our series here on Lightshade LE, which, how many seasons has this been in map pool now, Light? I'm only now realizing that's a bit of a oxymoron. I mean, we've had this map for what, 8 months at this point,
like
potentially
3 seasons,
longer.
maybe? Like
3 seasons, and I'm only now realizing the... This is why I don't take linguistics. In the top left-hand corner of the map, swinging all the way in the top left-hand corner, we have the Blues player coming out from the land of Hong Kong. He is not the Hong Kong Kong, the Kong from Hong Kong. A lot of Kongs being thrown out. He is representing himself. He is GogojOey.
Oh my. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Singaporean Terran. He is red, representing Team Warriors. It is DarKVoiD. And, mate, GogojOey is being so aggressive right now.
Yeah, this is not a straight-out 12 pool, but still that pool first. I would kind of expect from GogojOey.
Yeah,
we'll
so
see how what he follows that up with.
Yeah, this is a gas pool opening, and any other Zerg player, I would say this is for fast link speed. Because it's GogojOey, mate, I feel like he's probably gonna skip link speed and go straight into Roaches.
Yeah. Roach Rush goes straight across the map. I'm hoping DarKVoiD goes for Banshees first this time as well.
Ooh.
He's not skipping the SCV Scout, which is super important.
Very important. He's going to have an eye on the timing of the hatchery. Because of this, he's going to know it's going to be a pool first opening. There it is. He does skip the link speed. He is going for the Roach Warren, but will DarKVoiD see this?
Yeah, it's a little bit hidden. And these Zerglings are going to try to do as much as they can to prevent the scouting information, but DarKVoiD will be able to catch that.
Beautifully done there by DarKVoiD. Now, what is the response going to be here? Again, this is a very fast Roach Warren. Also, bearing in mind, GogojOey knows he got scouted.
That he does. It's not out of the question for him to just completely change tactics here. Go for a quick third base or something.
Yeah, he definitely could. I doubt we're going to see him overcommit to these Roaches. He's still making a couple, and with these Roaches, he's going to be able to force a lift up of this natural base and force DarKVoiD on one base for a little bit longer than he would like. But we shouldn't see GogojOey like attempt to break into the main or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm really liking how serious DarKVoiD is taking this. Went to produce a tech lab with that barracks just so he can get a quicker tank out. And he's even getting a bunker in the high ground instead of risking anything on the low ground. Yeah.
I mean, this is the correct response, right? Like, trying to hold on the low ground is so detrimental. We do see that it's a Cyclone first, and this is key here because with the Cyclone, you can focus down the Overlord, and then there's no high ground vision, so Ravagers can't really do anything either.
Yeah, best case scenario as well, after you take out the Overlord, you can really start targeting down the Roaches one by one. Range and Cyclone lock-on is really valuable here.
Definitely. As we do see GogojOey, he's starting to bile down these depots. Where are the SCVs to repair, though?
Not there to repair that depot, which is definitely very unfortunate. DarKVoiD is about to be supply capped, but thankfully the Cyclone does make it out. Doesn't get the kill on much just yet. Hasn't lifted up the CC yet. DarKVoiD, what are you doing? This is so risky!
He does lift up the CC, but yo, the BIOS, now it's on fire as well.
And not the good kind of fire. DarKVoiD is retreating from the high ground into the low ground. This Cyclone is about to get surrounded, but was able to start kiting.
Yeah.
And now the Vikings are going to be chasing away the high ground vision here for GogojOey. And GogojOey's fine with this. He forced out the Cyclone. He forced the lift on that CC, that orbital command. He is just getting that third base and skyrocketing ahead for now, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we were talking about it before. Because he got scouted, he only made 3 Roaches, he only made 3 Ravagers, he just dealt some economic damage, killed a depot here and there, forced a response, and he's just droning up behind this, you know, getting another base, going for a very fast lair.
Are we going to see Galila, or are we going to see another Spire Light?
That's the question. A Spire play is really risky, right? Because, again, you're not going to have a lot on the ground to defend if DarKVoiD went for some kind of timing attack. But, you know, it's one of those things. High risk, high reward.
Yeah, and already GogojOey has been able to delay the economy of DarKVoiD for this long. He does have a little bit of a buffer period where he's safe to tech up. If you want to go for the Spire, now is definitely the time. I'm really liking chat, by the way, here. So Roaches are bread and Ravages are butter. And we're adding on to that. Yes, because Ravages melt easily. We can go further with that, though. Because Biles are like spreading out butter, right?
Uh-huh. What?
Yeah!
Hold on. If Roach Ravager is bread and butter, what is Ling Bane?
Cereal and milk.
What?
I thought we were looking at breakfast. Rice and water?
Bread doesn't... Rice and water? What? What?
You can't have bread and butter, then have rice and water.
What are you talking about? What kind of sad meal is rice and water? What are you... What? Oh no.
But it works because lings are like grains of rice and banes have acid inside, which is kind of like water.
Oh,
but an acidic kind. A liquid acid.
Shaking my head, mate. Meanwhile, GogojOey did go for the Spire, as we were saying, so he is going to be able to get away with this. DarKVoiD doesn't really have an army to punish this, but all the bases come in and he scouts it.
Yeah, unfortunately there was already a couple spores, but DarKVoiD is still getting a little bit of drone damage, keeping the Banshees alive still. Can utilize them a little bit later on. Again, just most important thing was being able to scout.
Yeah, exactly. So DarKVoiD, he shouldn't die to the mutas. Already we see missile turrets being thrown down in each of the bases. Ideally, we would have a couple in the production as well, you know, just to make sure those mutas didn't deal any damage whatsoever. But I mean, to be fair, he has Marines in position. Yeah,
and at the start of seeing the Spire out, you can definitely get away with not throwing your missile turrets on the production. It's really not a lot, or there really shouldn't be enough at this phase for DarKVoiD to really punish, or GogojOey, sorry, to really punish DarKVoiD, unless you just completely 100% skipped out on those turrets.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, ooh, forces a cancel in two of the production buildings. These mutas are already dealing a lot of damage. There's nothing here at the third.
Oh! What were we just talking about, Light? The only way for GogojOey to punish DarKVoiD is if there are 0 turrets in the mineral line.
These mutas, they're finding more damage than they really should have. Again, DarKVoiD, he scattered this. He knew that they were coming, but he is kind of fumbling a little bit in the defense. Thankfully, he now has his third base and his production secure, but a lot of damage was done.
Definitely was. Again, just delays the economy and slows down the production for this long. DarKVoiD did finish up his 1-1, and since he knows it's Roaches this time, he might try to go for a bit of a push, but these mutas are so scary. Yeah. This is not enough anti-air for DarKVoiD to really defend if he pushes out with his Marines.
Like, again, map control is everything that GogojOey has right now, and DarKVoiD, he can't really move out at all. He's stuck at home, and these mutas, despite DarKVoiD being at home, these mutas are still finding damage here and there.
Yeah, I mean, even if he doesn't get any kills, just keeping DarKVoiD back for this long is still value.
Yeah, I mean, yo, GogojOey, he's on 4 bases. He's joining up. He's getting fully saturated. He has his upgrades on the way. Oh god.
And all DarKVoiD can really do right now is try to get to the next phase before he pushes out. I'm a little bit surprised we don't really see too many drops come out, but then again, with the amount of mutas out, DarKVoiD isn't 100% sure that there's not going to be more out as he goes to a different direction, so yeah, it's just sort of doing the safe thing. Now the mutas are starting to really get out of control, though.
Oh my god.
One turret is not going to be enough anymore to keep these at bay.
Mate, you say one tower, the Marines at this point aren't enough. Like, the mutas didn't even care. Yeah. It's like, yo, there's a group of Marines. I would just take this tank. I lose 1 muta. Doesn't even matter, mate. This is terrifying. And now GogojOey, he's got a 5th base on the way. DarKVoiD. The other scary thing right now is that he, even though he knows that there's a lot of mutas, he hasn't switched into anything like Widow Mines.
Yeah, I definitely get the rationale of, you know, sticking with the tanks if you think you have enough Marines out, but I'm not convinced DarKVoiD does have enough Marines out, so we'll definitely see again the mutas coming in to punish. Very quick pull on the repair this time from DarKVoiD, but I don't think it's going to be enough. DarKVoiD has had enough though.
Oh god, exactly. As DarKVoiD, he's just setting everything across the map, mate, but there's plenty of Ling Bane here. To be fair, there's not that much, and maybe if DarKVoiD, he does get like a pre-siege, he can deal with this.
Oh, and he does get a pretty nice siege, and the pre-split is definitely there. All of the Banelings have been taken out, or most of them anyway. GogojOey is definitely in a lot of trouble. His reinforcements aren't quite there yet, because they're on the other side of the map, killing every single SCV.
DarKVoiD is all in at this point, and the problem is that, like, he's on a timer. He needs to end the game, and right now GogojOey, he just backs off. He's making more Banelings to do with this army, and DarKVoiD, mate, you gotta go.
I'm just looking at DarKVoiD go from 2,000 plus mineral income to 400. That is a sign that all hope is lost. GogojOey just about twice the army supply right now. He's coming in from every single angle, pinning this bio to a corner. Look at those Banelings explode everywhere. He's cutting as best he can, but it's not quite going to be enough. GG is called, and GogojOey is going to face Beastork in that Hong Kong Derby for our ARPA Finals. And I definitely agree with DarKVoiD there. Very well played from GogojOey, but I gotta tell you, DarKVoiD, he held his own. He definitely held his own.
Yeah, exactly. Like, his scouting was on point. Like, he wasn't, I don't think he was overreacting to anything either. Again, maybe just a couple of missteps here and there, but if DarKVoiD is going to continue to, like, compete and improve and practice, like, I can definitely see him improving, and yeah, he didn't look awful there.